You know, I've done that so many times this year. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations. I'm the host of Epic Conversations. That's what happens when you got to produce, organize, and have technical difficulties at the same time. But you're still here, so I appreciate that. So I am the co-host and co-producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers that is sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care, and being part of that collaboration in 2021, 2022, reached out directly and indirectly to over 100,000 fathers around the world. So as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Ryan is not with us today, so I'm going morning vibe solo today, but I've got a great team with me today. They're going to make you think and maybe want to make a decision and take action. I like that. Make a decision, take action. But before we go any further with today's epic conversation, want to just make sure we all know that this episode is sponsored by Ebony Occasions. At Ebony Occasions, they want to be part of those special moments in life. For Valentine's Day, which is coming up, why not give that special person in your life a card that is also a piece of artwork? Their cards can be cherished and admired for years to come. As a sweet gift to you, they are offering a 10% off all cards site-wide with a promo code Ebony10. So just apply the code at checkout and you're good to go. Ebony Occasions, your number one choice for Afrocentric greeting cards. Whatever the Ebony occasion, they have you covered. Go to ebonyoccasions.com to shop for all your culturally relevant cards for holidays and all other special occasions. So again, thank you to Ebony Occasions for sponsoring today's conversation. I'm just going to also put up, that's the information you need to do. There's the website address, the coupon code, and it entitles you to 10% off any order, but only one promotion per purchase. All right, some other housework we got to get to. As always, if you like what you're seeing, if you haven't done it yet, please like the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube or wherever you're watching, but specifically YouTube. I love the YouTube love. And when you hit it on YouTube, also hit the notification. So that'll get you notified when the epic conversations are coming up. And wherever you're watching this, no problem. Also, join me if you're watching this before February 16th, 2023. Join me on February 2nd and February 16th to talk about all things podcasting in collaboration with Innovation Guelph. I am doing a How to Podcast series for particularly businesses. You know, if you want to, or an entrepreneur, you'll give you some help on how to launch a podcast. And it's the last two parts of the 3-part highly interactive free series. Here's the link. That's where you go to. So all the housework is done. I am in the audience for the rest of this because we got some superstars here. So if you've been around for a bit, and if you haven't been around a bit, there are two sisters rocking house when it comes to generational wealth. Kemba and Andrea Williams of the Kean Real Estate Group. And I got to be totally honest here. I was getting things ready for this conversation last night. And once in a while I go, what does Kean stand for? What does Kean stand for? I go, ding, 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 ding. Kemba, Ke, Andrea, A-N. I go, oh, I got it. I figured it out. So I wanted to just say that I still have some brain cells left. And we're going to bring Kemba and Andrea up today. What is up? And there's a special friend they're going to be bringing on in just a moment. But good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Vod.
What is up?
Woo!
Everyone's
It's
good?
Friday, and we are excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. Yes. And it's internationally you're with us today, right?
Yes. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who's international today?
Let's that person looking pretty sunny and bright.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that panoramic.
I'll get out of the way of the view.
Look at this.
That is what we all dream of. That's what we want, to be sitting, to be in sunny destinations more than just once a year, but as many times as possible.
And working hard too, you know. It's not like I'm not working. I'm here.
You have been working?
Yeah.
Like I said to Kemba before we went live, are you coming back, Kemba?
I know. I wish this could be it forever, but I will be back. Yeah, very shortly.
Okay. So if you want, do tell our family where you are today.
So I'm in the lovely, lovely, beautiful, fantastic island of Jamaica.
Oh,
nice. My country of birth.
Yes. Jamaica. All right. And what's the temperature today?
I can't give you exact numbers, but I'm in shorts. And as you can see, sleeveless. I think this is the best time of year because it's not hot. It's just perfect. I'm not sweating. I'm just, having a really wonderful time. The weather is just perfect.
Well, good stuff. As we got some snow the other day. We're supposed to be getting some more over the weekend. So I don't know when you're planning to come back, but if and when you come back, bring some warmth with you or we'll send you back.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Send me back.
Okay. All right. So before we go any further, Aldafina says, hello, one of our family friends. Aldafina Wassell Limited says, greetings, ago.
Good.
And Destiny Savory says, good morning. And Aldafina says, yes, Andrea, 100%. Destiny goes, yes, just came back from holidays there. It was a blessing, Jamaica.
Nice.
There you go.
For sure. So, and the people are so nice here. So nice.
You mean they're not nice here in Toronto?
They're wonderful in Toronto too, but it's just, there's the island vibe. Everything's Irie. Everybody's so welcoming. It's really beautiful here.
Good stuff. Well, before we get any more deeper, can you just share a little bit about Kean Real Estate Group, to educate our audience, because many have not heard. So if you can do a little tag team and share a little bit about yourselves and your wonderful company.
Okay, so I'm Kemba Williams. I know we see who's going to start, but I'm Kemba Williams, co-founder with Andrea of the Kean Real Estate Group. We are a real estate investment and education firm. We also do some property management in the GTA area. Our focus is on getting folks in our community to learn how and to actually take action on investing in real estate. It is an excellent way to build wealth and to build generational wealth, to grow that family legacy. And so we help people through many means. Andrea, maybe you can talk about a little bit about.
So I think that's a great way to begin, Kemba. We absolutely focus largely on education because we ourselves are doing what we're teaching people how to do it. We're teaching them through our courses, through our free webinars and events that we host regularly, including one that's coming up. Mm-hmm. We also help through coaching and consultation, make sure that everyone gets the knowledge, the confidence, and the know-how to do it. And we bring them to a lot of the experts, which is what people sometimes find challenging, is how do I get it done, and who do I go, and who can I trust? Well, we bring to them those experts so that Kemba and I don't have to do it alone. We have very knowledgeable individuals who support us, who support our clients and you, the community, so that you can do it and get it done. So one of the greatest things about real estate is that it's better to do it in collaboration, because you'll do it and do it more successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, one of the many things that these wonderful sisters do is they do an annual event, and we're going to be spending most of our time chatting about it today. So, and just for anyone who makes a comment today, you are in a draw for a very special prize. So I want to encourage you to make comments and stick around to the end, because we're doing a very special giveaway today.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say any more yet, but let's talk about this special event, yearly event that you have coming up.
Yeah, so it's planned for February 25th. That's just not so far away anymore. It's going to be local in the Brampton area, Riverstone Community Centre. It's called Building Generational Wealth. And this is our third annual. In the past, we've done it virtual. This year, we're absolutely doing it live so that we can be in, contact with you. You can come out, meet us, greet us, and actually get to meet other individuals who are interested in similarly building wealth through real estate. We're going to have an amazing lineup of speakers. Our keynote speaker, we're flying in from Chicago, Illinois, Dr. Karen Flynn, and she's going to set the tone for that event. And then, Kemba, maybe you can talk a little bit about our other experts.
For sure. And, Andrea said it earlier, you kind of have to build and grow together. You need the right team to help you grow. So we're going to have Stacey Brown, who is a mortgage broker. We're going to have two mortgage brokers, actually. Brendan Callender is going to be there. These folks we've worked with, and we know how good they are. So we're excited to have them sharing, their knowledge and their capabilities with you. We're going to have Amy Powell from Powell Planning and Associates, and Amy is an urban planner. She is helping us with some of our development projects. Amy just blew my socks off with some of the meetings with the city. And so she has a lot of knowledge on how to get your projects through. So she's going to share about how to do that, whether you're starting with just a basement apartment or whether you're building an apartment building. She can get you through the city. And so she has a lot of knowledge to share on that. We're going to have Dion McKay. Dion McKay is a realtor in the Brampton area, and she is also phenomenal, really smart woman, and she works with her husband as well. So they're a team that can support you through acquisition of real estate. And you spoke about Karen, so I'm not going to go into Karen. Did I miss anyone?
We have our special guest coming on with us today, so
maybe you can introduce our special guest.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Andrea,
who's going to introduce the special guest? I don't know him yet.
Sorry.
You do.
Sorry, I missed that. I missed what you said.
Okay.
Sorry.
And
we got Sandro Ferreira, our special guest, who is a real estate investor. So, I mean, when we have experts, we absolutely want people who can support us in all ways. It's also great to have an expert who's doing it and putting all that we teach, all that we know you need to do into action. And so we have Sandro joining us today. He's also an author, which we are so proud of, right? Sandro, you're an author.
Take yourself off mute. I know you're an author. We need to know you're a speaker too.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, there is a speaker. Good.
Hey, I didn't bring my hand.
There we go.
Yes. So he's also an author. He is an amazing coach. which is how Kemba and I got to know Sandro, right? He is not just, doing it himself, but he's empowering and teaching others, even individuals who have been doing it for years before him. He's teaching because he's made a huge entry into the real estate playing field and built using very creative strategies that we're so proud to be learning from him and to be able to bring to our client base and to our individuals attending the Building Generational Wealth event next month.
Mm-hmm.
I am so pumped. So grateful to be here. Thank you.
Well, we are grateful to have you. So I'm going to ask you an interesting first. Why do you do what you do?
So for me, I can say my why has always been my family. It's always been to build something. I came from Jamaica, where Kemba is, where I didn't have. And in fact, I felt like if I probably stayed in Jamaica, it would have been much harder to do what I've accomplished thus far in Canada. So I just wanted to be able to own real estate and be able to own enough that I can pass on to my girls, the next generation, and build it deep.
Okay.
And for me, similarly, my family, and that's made up of my children and my husband, but also my extended family, my parents. They started out. My dad had a business in St. Lucia, and sort of teaching me, learning from him what he does, and he buys land and develops land in St. Lucia. So it's a generational thing. Like, if we don't share what we know, if we don't pass it on, it dies with us. And so it's really important to me to see that whatever we're building, whatever we're growing, whatever we're learning, we're sharing that, and it's empowering us as individuals. It's empowering us as a community, and I think that's really important. So that's why I do what I do. Not to mention, did I show you my scenery where I am?
Spare yourself.
I don't want to get cut off, but I must say that it comes with benefits of being able to travel, being able to have experiences with the family that sometimes it's really hard to do when you're not able to build wealth and accumulate resources that will let you do that. So that's hugely important for me too. Just experiencing things with my family and spending quality time like this. It was my husband's birthday. We got to celebrate down here. So all these things, reasons why it's important for me to build wealth using real estate. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. For me, it started with an act of rebellion. Growing up in the hood. Like, I'm talking about the hood, I'm talking about the hood in Brazil. So I'm originally from Brazil. And was the rebellion where people say, oh, people like you can't. And it's like, oh, really? I'm going to prove you wrong. And my whole life was somebody that always tried to contradict the statistics. Moved to Canada, and then people are like, yeah, it's very difficult. Well, where there's a will, there's a way. And I do what I do because the generational curse of poverty stops here. Moving forward, my kids and the kids of my kids and the kids of the kids of the kids of the kids of my kids, they don't have to experience what my past generation did. It's basically establishing myself and branding myself in a way that my people will look inside, oh my goodness, this is actually doable. Some people, they put in a way that, yeah, you can do, but it's almost like a dream, right? It's so distant. And then I say, well, I came to Canada like 12 years ago with basic French, no English. I self-taught myself English, French, and I am doing. I even have an interesting story. Even the CRA helped me buy my first property. That's why I do what I do.
So, Sandra, I want to stick with you for just a moment. How did you get into this profession or this journey? How did it happen?
Yes.
Was it something you always wanted to do, or how did it start?
I started reading. So when I was in the airplane, flying from Brazil to Canada, 2010, I was reading the book Poor Dad, Rich Dad. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, this is a beautiful story. Is this true? Like, it didn't sound like the truth. So I got here, and a friend of mine, Brazilian as well, he bought a house. He was here like 6 months and he bought a house. In my mind, of course he did buy a house. He comes from money. Daddy gave him some money. And it's like, hey, so it must be nice having like a rich dad. It's like, oh, my dad gave me nothing. I found a way. And then he asked me to go to the bank and talk to the teller or the advisor. And they said, yeah, you can't, you don't have the credit. But then my friend said, Sandra, you got to talk to someone at the bank that look just like us. So then I found on the Scotiabank this black advisor. It's like, okay, I'm going to put all the cards on the table. How can I do this? It's like, there's a thing called debt, Sandro. That's how my journey started, because I understood the power of debt. Okay? So instead of getting that to buy the flash card, the flash suit, the flash shoes, buy real estate. So bought the first one 6 months after I landed here, and then I bought another condo, and then I bought a house. Now I go back to the banks and the same story. Get out of here. Your TDS, GDS, it's the measurements to classify the leverage between your debt and your capacity of borrowing. It's too high. No more money for you. And then finally, 2019, I found a community of real estate investors that is like a whole new universe open in front of me. Lenders and private lenders and B lenders and mix and all of that's like, oh my goodness. It's like a kid walking in Disney World, right? And then it's like, okay, now is my time. And there was that transition where I thought, what is the easiest way or the fastest way that I can build wealth without complications? I know people that invest in stocks. It's too complicated and graphics and numbers. Like, I want something that I can tell my 8-year-old 1 + 1 = 3 or 4. How? Using the power of leverage. That's basically how it happened.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. Kemba and Andrea, how did the yearly conference start? What was the background? You're doing your third one, congratulations, but how did it start?
Kemba, you can start. Yeah, that's
Well,
good.
our mission or vision for our company was really to empower and to work with women like ourselves to say, let's build wealth together, let's grow, let's teach, and so Black History Month was part of that, and we said, let's do something in that month to recognize. And we did it in different forms when we started. We had it as a multi-part series where we covered the same topic. Then the next year we covered different topics. And this year we're doing, the live event. But really it was to bring people in to start talking about the idea of building wealth. I remember one of the first sessions we had, we talked about this author, Pamela Jolly, and she talks about how to the pillars of wealth and how to build wealth. And we'd share on those topics of, wealth is not just made up of money. It's made up of your cultural resources, your family resources, your connections. And you have to bring all those pieces together to build wealth. And you have to cherish all those pieces. And so our generational wealth sessions just, was a way to bring people together, start the conversation. We were in the middle of the pandemic, so we weren't able to do things live, even if our intent was to have a community, bring the community together live. The world was on pause, and so that's how we started. We started it as a multi-part series, and the response was really great. We had a lot of people who were interested in learning and growing, and so that's what we've been doing ever since. Did I miss anything? Like, did we?
No, I think you said it well. That's exactly. Yeah. And we just saw the huge numbers of individuals that were very much interested in gaining the knowledge and the information and to hear it from people that looked like them as well, right? So that, and we fit it too, Dr. Vibe, right into what we all know is Black History Month, right? We just thought it was fitting, a time to celebrate Black excellence and to focus on the rest of the world, the rest of Canada is focusing on Black history at that point. So why not, focus on something like empowering us with knowledge that can change historical, bondage to, what we, like Sandro said, not being able to have access to and being told that you can't build wealth or you can't own. We wanted to change that. That way of thinking. And I think that the event has been very successful. We've seen many individuals, even last year's event, I can think of a couple people that right out of it went on to buy and were successful in, accomplishing, doing something even to unconventional, like buying privately, which, most of us want to just go to the MLS or to the multiple listing sites and buy. And this person found an actual deal that came to them, and we were able to help them, buy that.
Yeah. I mean, Andrea, the other thing too is that, as you said, buying privately, one of the reasons to do generational wealth is that sometimes we just know the conventional way to do everything. We know, go to the bank, speak to a teller, and that is the one way. If the teller turns us down, we go and we go try to work on things and sort of spin our wheels sometimes. So we've learned a lot of different ways to access capital, different ways to analyze and see how something can be profitable, maybe not just the conventional way. Sandro, I would love for you to share one of the projects you just recently did with that, sharing, like, the building that
Well, and Sandro said it too, Kemba, that, when the bank said no, he didn't stop. And that's the same concept. He went, like we went to look for resources, places, and groups that could help us, unfold what else could be done and where else can we access this capital once we've sort of been capped out or, pushed out of the traditional banks.
Yeah.
So Sandro, your project.
Yeah, so I've been working so many projects. Oh my goodness. So we're talking about the one that I bought, the $2.5 million property with no money, or the co-living.
Oh, both then. Let's start with
it's like now we have two to choose from. Start with the 2.5 mil with no money, because people think that you have to have.
So hold on, folks. So before we went live, I told that the Kean Group would be just driving the ship. You hearing how they're driving the ship? I'm just enjoying the ride right now. I'm just enjoying the ride. Before we get to Sandro, just
you started us. You started us off this way. You pushed us.
That's all right. It's all good. Before Sandro jumps in about his projects, the family here's a question: will there be a virtual option for this event?
No, unfortunately, this time we're all live. We may be posting bits and pieces of it after, but to say that the whole event is going to be virtual, no, we don't have that option right now.
Okay. And
we want to meet you in person. We want to see you. Come.
Okay. And Westwell says diamonds are being dropped, and also one of the great supporters from the DMV area says happy Friday, Divine Right. So, and also too, anyone who makes a comment today, you get an entry into a very special giveaway involving this event. I'm getting close to telling you what it is. I'm a little bit closer. I'm telling you the whole thing, teasing you. So make a comment and you will qualify for the people coming on. I love this, making comments. So Sandro, back to you. Your two projects that you just banging out right now.
Thank you very much. So I've been looking for information about how to buy properties using creative financing. And I flew all the way out west, and I learned from the best in the country in one strategy called agreement for sale, which is basically taking over the mortgage payments. So if you own the property, so the seller, he owns the property, he needs to sell the property. And he was paying the mortgages with a very low interest rates. Now, the market changed. So I went there, did the course, and they told me, yeah, but Sandro, you are from Ontario, and in Ontario, it's very difficult to do it. It's like, oh, how difficult? Yeah, next to impossible. Oh, really? Okay. All right. I like being challenged that way. Then the rebellious on me flew back. It's like, I'm going to do it. and I'm gonna brand myself in a way that now they're gonna come back to me asking, how did you pull that off? So I come back, and then I reach out to the realtors that I usually work with. I say, guys, I'm looking for a deal that somebody needs to sell and is desperate. So I came across this opportunity. So I live in the Ottawa region here in Canada, in the national capital, and there's a neighborhood, like old money type of neighborhood. And this guy, he bought this property to flip it. It delayed. So when he finished the project, guess what? Interest rates, they skyrocketed. He listed the property for 2.3, and he was getting offers at 1.5, 1.6. It's like, I can't sell for that, because if I sell for that number, I'm going to lose a lot of money. And then I saw the opportunity. So first thing, I empathize with the seller. It's like, yes, you have a problem. Now, when you become a problem solver and people like you, they're more open to hear your crazy strategies, right? And in that conversation with him, I say, I have a way that we can solve this problem, but we're going to create a win-win scenario. How open are you to creative financing? Long story short, I made an offer at 2.5 million. Okay, so he was listed for 2.3. Why am I paying more for a property that people are offering like almost $1 million less? Well, because when you look to the location, so the property was a triplex, and the lower unit was already framed. So if you finish the lower unit, now the property is worth 3.2. So yes, I paid 2.5 because I'm making 700,000 equity on the buy. But here is the challenge. How do I get financing? How do I get the down payment? And the guy has a timeline. So then I told him, well, I will take over the payments of your mortgage, because now I went to my banker and they offered me 6.5% interest. And his interest is 2.95.
Wow.
So I take your payments. Yeah, but I have a line of credit that I need to pay it off. No problem. I will take care of the payments of your line of credit, because his mortgage was for another 52 months. They're locked in 2.95.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, so there's enough cash flow to pay the 2.95 mortgage payments, to service the line of credit, and I still had cash flow. Now, here I'm in the dilemma. I need to bring somebody into this deal with 400,000. Or I can leverage the equity of this property, and then I don't need any investors on this deal. So I come back to the seller. I say, well, let's put a second mortgage on it. I'm going to take 400,000, and then I give you 200,000, so you have something to carry on your life. The other 200,000, we pay the realtor, we pay the renovation of the lower unit, and I get paid too, because I deserve. So then I also got paid. And then I said, well, but Sandro, what do we do with the $300,000 left? Because if you do the math, okay, 1.3 is the balance of his mortgage. Another line of credit for 400,000. Now I'm putting a second mortgage of 400,000. Wow, I'm still missing 400. How do we pay this? Then I proposed, let's leave it as unpaid equity at 0% interest for the next 52 months. So then when we refinance the property and transfer into my corporation, I will pay the mortgage that you have, I pay the line of credit, I pay the second mortgage, and I give you the 400,000. And guess what? He said yes. So that's how we did.
That's awesome.
Wow. That is like dropping some gems there. Dropping some gems.
That's
now,
amazing.
where do you get to hear this type of behind the scenes, how it works? You don't get to hear this type of stuff, Sandro. Like, I mean, this is amazing.
Amazing. And we are so blessed to know you and have you at our event. Like, you're just going to be able to blow their minds.
Some comments here. Such an important topic to discuss. Generational wealth. I wish my family could have figured out a way to keep my grandparents' house in the family. It was sold in 2016 and is worth so much now.
Okay, I gotta say something.
Say it.
Very important. The past is gone.
Yeah.
You cannot change the past. My father, to this date, he's turning 76 next month. He still pay rent. Now, what will
Oh.
determine is this. If you keep sitting, and yeah, that's sad. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But that's in the past.
Yep.
Now bring your future self to today. The actions and the consistency that you take today will determine the results in your future. So what is gone is gone. You now have the opportunity to change from now on.
There you go.
And that's what this is about, Sandro. You're right. Building generational wealth is starting now. We're not looking back to the past. We're trying to change today and the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Millen
Someone,
Group.
I think, yes, that I think both of you know, Kemba and Andrea, saying, good morning, mortgage assumptions and VTBs, the best kept secret of seasoned real estate investors.
Come learn about
Divine
it.
Right. Yeah, Divine Right saying, wow, amazing information. And she's saying, please have another event that's virtual. I'd love to attend. And that's coming from the DMV. That's like Virginia area. So she can't make it, unfortunately.
You know what? Let's go have an event in Virginia. Andrea,
we're taking you, Sandro. We're taking you.
I'm down. I'm in.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, guys.
Go ahead.
I just got too excited. Sorry, but I
you get what? You get what? You get what?
Excited. I got too excited.
Okay.
But here's the thing. This is what I love about real estate. It doesn't matter. So here's the thing. So we have some blockages, right? So I could come and sit and say, oh my goodness, I'm an immigrant. I am Black. I have an accent. I don't have anybody in my family to pass on. And I could sit on that and just be petty. But what I love about real estate is that when you understand the power of leverage, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter if you have education or not, it doesn't matter the size of a bank account. What matters is your consistency and your ability to make relationships and leverage it. So I'm turning 47 years old next month. And when I started my journey, I had $130,000 in line of credits and debt. Bad, poor dad that would never see the money ever again. And here I am, 2.5 years, not even 2 years and a few months later, building a portfolio that is worth 8 figures. And also my net worth grew like significantly. And that's when you understand there are secrets that the people, they don't want us to know. But guess what? We are here to tell you that you can do it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The Morning Vibe family is chiming in. It's hard now. Agreed. Ray says, bury the past and start with the current moment. Divine Right's already giving you suggestions. Make the event Northern Virginia so you can attract folks from DC and Maryland. We are all minutes away. So you may want to get in contact with Divine Right to sort of give you the
I'm going to write down Divine Right here.
Divine,
if you want, I can bring you the detailed information. You can chat all together. And Roger Dundas of the great Black Canada's #1 online magazine, myblacks.com. Everyone has an accent. It's never a liability.
Yeah.
No.
You know, and there's so many things people use. Like, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm a woman. You know, there's so many things that people will sort of leave in their head to block them. And so let's not do that. Let's
and part of what we teach is to change the mindset, right, Kemba?
Yeah,
that's such a critical part of
that's where we start. We start with how you think about things, what you perceive is possible, and that's where we can now start to change. Look at Sandro. He started, Sandro, how many books have you recommended to me?
Oh my goodness. Last year
so,
alone, I read 125 books in 2022. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So Divine Right is saying, let's connect. And then Aldofina saying, the next best time to plant a tree is right now. Ray is saying there aren't secrets. You just have to be in the right circle and have the right mentors. Then you scale much faster.
Yes.
Yes.
Ray,
Facts.
we still have to connect again, Ray. I
Well,
it.
you obviously you're living the cherished life, so when you come down off our pedestal, we can hang out with you, right?
Dr. Vibe, the reality's not too far off. She'll soon be right here where we are with all the white
Good.
stuff all around us. And
There you go. And she'll be
I'm
cussing
blocking my
out
ears.
saying,
I don't want to hurt.
and remember,
So-
you bring more of it and we're sending you back. I'm
yes,
kidding. You're not going back. You're staying.
exactly. Let me ask from each one of your lenses, why is it a good time now to build generational wealth through real estate?
Right now, like this time and period in time, well, I don't know. I'm just going to say my little piece. To me, it's like buying stocks right now. Everything is on sale. Last year at this time, I would have been competing with every other buyer, like maybe 20, 30 offers. Kemba, do you remember when we were offering last year?
Yep.
Sometimes we were putting in Dr. Vibe and we were like one of 37 offers. Today, you may be the only person offering. So there is a lot of room for negotiation. And that is, I think it's fair to say, Sandro, that is why some of your deals can probably go through more now, even when, like, really you're offering sometimes full pricing, because we know that it's discounted. It's definitely a great time with people listening and sitting for months or weeks without getting any kind of offer. And we cannot just offer and walk into a bank and get that taken care of. We can offer and ask the actual vendor to be the bank and to be the one you negotiate with.
And another reason too is that the power of taking action, like this market requires certain strategies, because it's the interest rates are higher, that there's different things going on in this market that may you need to strategize for, and every single market is the same. And so now is always the best time. Always the best time. You just have to be using the right strategies to accomplish success in that market. And
for me, be fearful when people are greedy, and be greedy when people are fearful.
Yes.
You turn on the media, the mainstream media is like, oh, we have a crash, oh, it's a recession, oh, this and that. And turns out that in the pandemic, the top 1%, they got 51% richer than before. So the pandemic is for who? Is this recession for who? It's for the middle class and the poor, because the richer, they're getting richer. So the rich, they're getting richer. So the why is the best way, because we learn how they do it and you replicate. You get into the right rooms, you get and leverage the right minds, and you can change the generational wealth of your family from now on. Literally going to bed poor and waking up rich.
Good stuff. More comments here from the family. I am Danny Stone is here. Morning all. Welcome back. Destiny Divine Right saying, I was just talking to my 11-year-old son and the other night about him wanting to create businesses, and we don't have to wait. Planting seeds now. I told him about my goal to buy property to create income.
That's it. Well, make the knowledge get passed on, right? You have to pass on the knowledge too. Like Kemba said, it's not just wealth is not just about money. It's about knowledge as well and passing it on.
So one thing that I say, I'm so sorry, but one thing that
no, go ahead. I know you're excited. I just let you do your thing.
Yeah, so I was actually telling one student yesterday, it's like, listen, my money is in your pocket. So think about this way. The money that we want in somebody else's pocket. We have just to give them something that is so valuable that they're willing to trade for the money they have in their pockets. Read books, get in the right rooms, get the right education. And I'm not talking about the traditional education. I'm talking about the education that will teach you about business, accounting, going to teach you about the strategies. Now you have value to give, and they gladly give your money that is sitting in their pockets.
So I'll add to that. The right room is happening on the 25th of February at 1:00. That
Man,
is the
Kim, I
right.
was thinking the exact same thing.
So,
And these are the
Drop
experts that you need to be
drop the
around.
mic right there. There you go.
Boom.
That's
All
right.
right. We got some other people chiming in today. Curtis Brooks. I believe you're living in Texas these days. If not, I'm my mistake. Curtis Brooks is on the line. Him and Dr. Tachi are launching their own 24/7 Black Creatives online network in the next few months.
Okay.
amazing.
Oh wow.
All right. It's based in the US. Danny Stone says we have to change our mindset about building wealth through real estate. I moved to Toronto 22 years ago from Nova Scotia and tried to convince 5 friends that we should buy condos. They said no. Some of them still don't own real estate.
Mhm.
Fitnance IQ Cam, I'm loving this conversation. I'm just taking it in. So let's talk about being risk averse, because I know that comes up when it comes in conversation. So let's talk about people's risk tolerance.
Yeah.
What do you want to say about that, family?
So I can say that, and Andrea, you know me. I don't like risk. I'm not a huge, like, risk taker. At the same time, what I've gone out to do is I've gone out to educate myself so that I can understand what the risks I'm taking are. I definitely do take risks, so I may be more risk. What is it? Not as risk averse as maybe some of our viewers, but in this group that we're talking to here, and some of the investors that I know, I may be considered a risk averse person. Like, I don't like to take huge risks, but you have to educate yourself. You have to understand the risk, and you have to have plans. Like, you have to have plan A, plan B, plan C, and you have to have strategies to help you with whichever path you take, so that if one of the potential risks does become a reality, what do? Okay, you don't just throw up your hands. There's something you can do. So I think risk aversion, you need to work on educating yourself so that your fear is handled by the fact that you are knowledgeable and you know how to deal with what comes up. So, for example, if you buy a property and you realize that maybe the rents aren't going to be where you want them to be, maybe another strategy is to try a different plan. Not do short, not do long term, do medium, do long, do short. Like, there's other ways you can do things. I'm gonna put myself on mute because I'm having a bit of a background noise
Yeah,
now. Sorry.
you're having a party in the room behind you. I know. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone
so-
else, Sandra or Andrew, want to talk about the whole area of risk averse? Because I think many of us melanated people are not risk
Okay.
takers.
Let me say this. First of all, I love taking risks. Okay. So I was talking to an individual recently, and I made him a proposition. Let's buy this property together, but you gotta do some things. It's like, oh no, I can't because I have my job. In my job, I have the safety. I work for the government. It's like, dude, there's no such thing. If the government changes and you have a new people coming to the party, they can eliminate our whole department. There's no such thing. But then Kemba, I'm glad she mentioned this. Get educated so you know what you're getting into it. And the way that I roll is this. When I'm facing a challenge or I want to buy a property, or I want to expand, I ask myself, what is the worst case scenario? If the worst case scenario happen, will I be fine? Yes. If the worst case scenario happen, am I going to die? The answer is no. I'm taking the risk. You know why? Because greater the risk, greater is the reward. And then people say, wow, but you can also fall. And it's just putting yourself in the mindset of a winner. I never, ever, ever lose. I am either winning or learning.
Yeah.
So the things that go wrong, you take that as an experience to do right next time. Or you jump in the right rooms and then you can leverage their learnings so you can keep winning, right? So risk is very important because you can either step forward into growth or you step back into the comfort zone. There's no other way. So when I am taking these risks, and my wife, of course, coming from a very conservative family, she gets so scared. It's like, Janet, We already learned that money is an illusion. The wealth can be created out of leveraging debt, understanding taxation, not paying taxes or paying the fair amount of taxes, just how the rich do. So if you lose everything tomorrow, give me 6 months and you're gonna build greater than before because now you know how to do it. How come that the wealthy they are always risking, and then it's crazy because now you're willing to trade your time for money to have certain security or buy your time back, build a business. If you don't want to build a business, buy a business. If you want to buy a business, join somebody that is doing, and then you
Yes.
can leverage other people's money, other people's credit, other people's time, other people's network, other people's knowledge, other people's deals. Master it. And now you have control over your future. You live life by design. I dropped the mic.
Ah! Dr. Vibe, he did it for you.
Hey, no better person to do it for him than him. Absolutely. Absolutely. More comments
I
coming
think
in
it
from
was
the
well said by
family.
both.
Well, what? And you haven't chimed in either, so I want to let you chime in.
I think Kemba is right. She is probably a bit more conservative than I am. I'm definitely more willing to take risk. I felt my entire life was about risk. And so I'm willing because, like Sandro, I feel that I want to constantly learn, and I don't want it to be as painful as it is sometimes. But it was through all those pains and through all those difficult times that I learned the most and became the strongest. And so, if I could make it through difficult challenges as a child where I didn't know and I didn't have the information, but today I'm an adult and I have information, and what I don't have, I seek out in terms of information and knowledge so that I can reduce risk. Because I do feel that real estate is risky, living is risky, having a job that I rely on is risky, right?
Yeah.
So it's just all in how people perceive and see it. I didn't feel that. I was a former school teacher. I felt that even as a school teacher with pretty good income, I felt that it was risky if I spent my entire life working in that field and never building something that could truly change my family's history. I didn't feel that my pension plan was going to do that or my salary was going to do that. So I wanted to take charge. And really, I agree with you, Sandro, build a business. And if you can't build it yourself, align with someone else, partner up and find, that get those individuals that have the skill sets that you don't, so that you can be successful, because it's likely you have some strengths. I have some strengths. Kemba has some strengths. We came together and we're using each other's strengths to help build our business.
And not only that,
reduce
go
the
ahead.
risk.
You see, now she's teasing us, now laying back in her nice, relaxed bed now. So she takes us from the outdoors. Like, how much do you think we can take, Kemba?
No, I'm so sorry, but I had a competing audience out there, so I had to come in. It was too noisy.
Okay, now you have another competing environment for us now. Oh, thank you. Just want to make sure you realize that.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
It's not even a bed; it's a couch. It's a
well, tease us more because the couch looks spectacular. Don't even want to know what the bed is, but that's TMI. All right, so let's catch up with
Sorry, I just wanted to mention, and when I say I'm more risk averse, it's true. But one of the things, coming from, like, I had a job with one of the big 5 banks, and I love my job. I love the people that I work with. But absolutely, when you work for someone else, it's important to love what you do, but build other sources of income. So if you want to stay in the job that you do, that's not a bad thing. It's absolutely helpful for qualifying. It's helpful for having some safety and security.
Yes.
But recognize you can do that and you can build wealth with real estate. So we're not here to tell people to jump off a cliff and hope for the best. If you choose to do this full time, we can help you do that full time. But at the same time, you don't have to do one or the other. It's important to recognize that you can do both and you can be successful and you can build wealth. If you don't want to go, changing toilets and blah, 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 and blah, 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 there's passive ways to invest. There's risk associated with every single way that you invest, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate. There's risk, but build the knowledge, learn what those risks are, and then, you're off to the races. You have so much you can offer your family, and to build for that next generation. It's amazing. So don't let risk and fear, because risk is fear, right? It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of what will happen or could happen, or, you know,
Well,
don't
you
let
know,
fear hold you back.
I use the acronym FAIR, saying face expectations and rise.
There you go.
So
Nice.
some comments from the family here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, DMV's looking for you. OMG, I love the hand claps. Thank you. Learning from past familiar mistakes, and we are not going to make those again, creating generational wealth for my son and my godsons. Adolfino saying about Danny's situation with his friends. Danny, I need a friend like you. Divine Ray says, Danny, that's crazy, but I know you will move forward with or without them. Make that money and get those condos. Question for Sandro. Educated and informed risks are the key key to doing what one does successfully, since everything involves risk. He does have a question coming up. Waswell says, wow, Danny, what a friend. And now raise question. Sandro, as an expert in the auto market, what kind of market do you consider it to be? Is it stable or declining like much of the GTA?
I like, and that might be controversial, but the markets that I am looking at are the markets that I can win. It like either in Ottawa or in the GTA or in Tampa, Florida, as I'm looking at right now, or in New Brunswick. I have a list of things that are my non-compromises, right? And I'm looking to a deal. I'm thinking, what is about this deal that nobody else is seeing? Well, then I got educated into land development. So, for example, right now in this market, I know two ladies who bought properties in Toronto, which is very expensive, and yet they come up with a strategy that even though they're buying and people can consider, oh, this is expensive compared to Ottawa, they're going to quadruple the size of the investment. So it's not much about the market, but it's about the strategy. What do you want to accomplish? Are you looking for cash flow? You have to go to secondary and tertiary markets.
Yes.
You want to build equity? You have to be in primary markets. And have the metrics. Do not compromise the numbers, as long as it's in alignment with your strategy.
Amazing advice.
And by the way, the ladies, they are the ladies that you see here.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay. Divine Red says, mic drops everywhere. Donna, okay. Donna, good morning. Great session, everyone. So as we start to wind down the conversation, because I know Kemba has warm weather to go to. Danny says, I'm invested in, appreciate your comments and acknowledgements, everyone. I'm invested in many things myself, my business, real estate, and other things. There you go. What does each one of you want people attending your wealth event to get from it?
So be open-minded. Come. So everything that you learned, be ready to relearn. Be ready to appreciate a perspective of somebody that is not necessarily following the books of how people taught. It's just having that open mind that now we have EI coming. I mean, it's there. It's changing how we do things, and be ready to grow.
I think from my perspective, I think that's a great tip, Sandro. I think also be open to connecting that day with individuals there, partnering, finding people who may have an interest like you to partner and collaborate. Because if something has been holding you back from doing it, for example, capital or even just taking the dive in and just buying your first, we're going to give you opportunities to see what are options that are available, both locally and otherwise, as well as opportunities to partner and make connections with people. So come willing to talk to others and share with them where you're at, what you're doing, what you want to do.
And for me, I mean, everything you guys said, and I would love for people to think of, what am I going to do? Like, I have a goal. I want to, learn, but I want to take action after this session. Whether it is that I'm going to call somebody up that I met at the session, take a meeting, take a few meetings, whether it's I'm going to now gather my down payment. I'm going to fix my credit. I'm going to, like, you want to leave that session with what do I need to do as my next step to get to my goals? And so please come with the idea that you are going to do something after this session to build wealth.
And basically make a decision and take action.
That's it.
Absolutely. And I know that we talked in the last few minutes, the word learn has come up. Learn. So as I like to share with people, many of us have a to-do list, but I think you should also have a to-learn list.
For sure.
Absolutely. So as we're coming down to the end of this epic conversation, I did say at the beginning, I teased once, we're doing something special. I said, then in the middle, we're doing something special for this event. Now I'm telling what we're doing. Kemba and Andrea are going to give away a free ticket to this event.
That's right.
So sorry, Divine Right, unless you fly, you ain't coming. But I don't put anything by you, Divine Right, because I know you're up for it. So if you've made a comment during today's session, you qualify. I'm going to give 30 more seconds for someone to make a comment. Then we're going to give the draw. And then we're going to let these wonderful people, especially one warm person, to get back to their day. Let's see. Ray is saying here, great perspective, Sandro. Much the same approach we have used. Every market has winners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aldofino says, straight gems. Thanks, y'all. All right. So let's get the giveaway page up. Let me just do a little bit of house cleaning here. Get this out of the way. And now bring screen up. So we're going to do it live on screen right now. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So we should have a giveaway screen coming up in just a moment. There we go. So we got 13 entrants. So it's draw time. Best of wishes, everyone, because I don't use the word luck. Best wishes. Here we go.
Whoa, love it.
Okay. Let's see who's going to win. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Roger Dundas. Roger Dundas. Now, Roger, if you can't make it, actually, the person who, Roger, email me and what we can, and I'll see. I like this. I want to win a free ticket, Hayden says. I want to win a free ticket. That's hilarious because see, people want to come. But what I'm going to do, so Roger and I are going to be chatting today. And if he can't come, what we'll do is we'll hold the draw on another broadcast.
Yes.
All right. So this is good. Divine Right says, clapping hands. Yes. Good. So Roger Dundas. What? Of BuyBlocks.com. All right. So again, so if Roger can't, so this is an incentive, family. If Roger can't make it, I'll make you aware by Monday. We'll do another giveaway.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we're going to do another giveaway. So let's say, look in this. Aldefina says, congrats, Roger. Good. We're congratulating. Fitnet's IQ Cam says, taking action and executing are crucial. So any final comments before we let you go to the rest of your day, people?
You know what? If Roger can't make it, Roger, we'd be happy for you to send someone who can in your stead.
Yeah, he could do that. Yeah, he could do that also. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'd love to have you though. Try to make it.
Yes.
So, final comments. Let's start with Sandro.
Yes, you guys can find me any social media / Sandro Canada, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. And I want to see you at the event. It's going to be epic.
Yes, I want to see you at the event as well. It's been too many years where we just haven't been able to get together live in actual events where we meet and talk and can see each other. So we really would love to see many of you join us that day and get registered, find out more. And if this is not the event that you can attend because you are abroad somewhere else, pay attention. We're www.keangroup.ca, and you can always find out what we've got going on there.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to everyone who came in, who listened in. Dr. Vibe, thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to speak to everyone, to share Sandro's story, to share our story. Guys, we are, as Andrea said, keangroup.ca. We can help you if you're looking for investment options. We can help you if you're looking to consult on one of your investments that you need help with. We can connect you with a lot of resources, people who will help you over a hump if you have one, or just help you get moving where you need to go. So definitely connect with us either way. But we would absolutely love to see you at the event. We want to see you there. So make sure you try to get.
And we're all going to be there here. All of us here today will be there.
Dr. Vibe might be there too.
Might be there. I have a scheduling conflict, so I'm trying to work around it.
Okay, so he's going to be
you
there.
know what?
We're just going to say he's going to be there.
I'm gonna be there. All right. I may have to do my scheduling conflict virtually from there. If I got to make sure you have Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi, I could probably do it. But we'll talk offline after. Kemba, have a great rest of the holiday. Again, happy belated to your dear partner.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Andrea, always a pleasure.
Yes, Dr.
And I thought when it came to Kean that the energy was with Andrea. It's with Sandro.
Thank you, Sandro, for having that extra energy.
And definitely
7 a.m. doesn't matter. 12
yeah,
p.m.
and follow Kean on Instagram. They do great videos. And there was a time that Kemba didn't want to get in front of the camera. Family, she's getting in front of the camera now. I knew her when. Andrea was always, go, let's do it, let's go. Andrea's there too. Sandro, a pleasure meeting you. Looking forward to hearing and meeting you in the near future. As always, make sure you and your families, make sure you give yourselves grace and make sure you don't manage your time. Also manage your energy.
Yes.
Take care, family. There you go.
Guys.
From the energy guy. Manage your energy.
And then my last word.
Yep.
Be blessed by the best.
All right. All right. Take care, family. Have a great rest of the day. All right. Take care, Sandro. Be the best. All right, family. That was it. And I am frozen. Oh, no. Oh, we're going to do this here. Say in the chat if you can still hear me. If you can still hear me, tell me that you can still hear me in the chat because I'm frozen for the moment. All right. If you can still hear me, please say you can in the chat. Okay. No one's saying anything. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do. Okay. So the screen is frozen, family, but we're going to end it off with this. Sorry, I'm frozen, some technical challenges, but we can do okay. You're hearing me? Good. All right. I won't take time to fix it up, but I'll say this. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourselves grace. Catch me Saturday night with State of Things with Aisha, Jill, and Lala. Sunday afternoon, Black Canada Talking. 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and Monday morning back with Ryan on the Morning Vibe. God bless. Peace well. Keep the faith. Walk good. And we'll see you. Have a great weekend.